Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. My name is Fran and I am one of the co-hosts for this podcast. Guess what, guys? This week it is just me and Angela. No guest, just us talking about all of the random things. Goodness, we hope that this provides some, maybe some mental relief, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of lightheartedness. Anybody up for that? I'm always up for that. It's what I do best. When I'm especially stressed out, are y'all stressed out? When I'm stressed out, I need to listen, watch, participate in some things that are not super duper heavy and requires me to think. So I think this episode is perfect for you if that is where you find yourself right now. Okay, guys, we sure love you. Grab some coffee, sit in your comfy chair. Maybe you are out on a cool, brisk walk. Whatever it is you're doing today. Enjoy the show. Thanks for listening and have a great day. Okay, well, Angela, it has been a hot minute since we have recorded anything with just me and you. And so we've wrapped up Better Together. I have no idea if we're even going to talk about Better Together.
We always talk about Better Together.
Okay. Indirectly or directly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in charge of this recording because I have really honestly no idea what we're about to talk about. So, sister, the microphone is yours. What are we doing?
I love being in charge of the ones where it's just rambling. This can be unstructured rambling if we have become structured ramblers.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking back about, I don't even know, Fran, the last time that was it September maybe, when we rambled, just us?
I don't know. I don't either.
Who knows?
Let's just say that, sure.
We'll just say that, but think about all the things that took place in the month of October that we haven't even talked about.
Okay. What happened in October?
Well, fall break.
Yeah. Well,
we're due for another break, but there was a fall break.
When we were kids, we didn't have no fall break.
Yeah.
But every time we turn around nowadays, there's a break, which I'm not complaining, but
I'm not either. Kaylee Snyder came home.
Mm-hmm, hallelujah.
She had a birthday.
Mm-hmm, hallelujah.
She came home with the cutest little birthday gift, and it inspired me to actually buy the first Christmas gift of the season.
Oh, my gosh.
So if you are listening to this podcast and you're a member of my family, stop listening because it might be something for you.
Pause. Everyone pause.
So Kaylee's sweet mate was so sweet. Haha, pun intended. Her sweet mate bought her a stuffed animal that is weighted. Have you heard of a weighted plush stuffed animal?
No. Why does it need to be weighted?
Well, let me tell you why.
I know what a weighted blanket is.
I'm so glad you asked, Fran. Let me tell you. And that, y'all, they have these at Target. Everybody go to your Target website and look at these. It is a Douglas the dinosaur is his name, okay?
Dougie.
He is a weighted plush. So she said literally if she's stressed out, she reenacted I'm so stressed out. And then she grabbed this dinosaur and put it on her chest. She was kind of in the recliner and set it on her chest. Like if you're holding a sleeping baby.
I see.
You know how calming that is? Mm-hmm. You're in the middle of a stress moment and you put this dinosaur on your chest and just hug it and it's weighted just enough. And you're just oh, I'm peaceful.
Well, this is precious.
Isn't it the most precious thing?
Now, is it just a dinosaur?
Oh, no.
Okay.
There's other options. There was one that made me so happy, and it's for a specific member of my family, so I'm not going to talk about it because she listens to the podcast.
Okay.
But there are a variety of weighted plush animals.
This is the greatest thing ever. Who'd have thunk? I mean,
who thought of this?
Somebody had a blanket, and they thought, you know what? We need a stuffed animal.
Something we can hug.
Is it geared towards children?
Who knows? I'm 45 years old, and I sat there. We fought over it.
That's awesome.
She had to remind me that it was her birthday gift.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic. I'm going to buy one for myself.
So then I bought another Christmas present.
I haven't bought nothing.
Well, I normally don't.
Okay. Apparently, there's not going to be gifts for us to buy because I heard that on the news or something. We're not going to talk about the news, but I'm not worried about it because who cares? My kids are older.
We might just have to make things.
Right. Or just not have a gift, and everyone will be okay.
Have an experience.
Yeah.
Family game night. Here's your coupon for family game night. Okay, have you heard of the skylight picture frame?
No.
It was on an Instagram ad, so of course.
You bought it.
Well, now that I've said it out loud, it'll show up on your phone every 5 seconds.
Real.
But think about how fun this would be for like the grandma that you don't get to see enough. There's an app on your phone, and you can literally send pictures or videos to a digital frame at grandma's house.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right?
That's really good.
So I also ordered me one, and I'm telling Kaylee and everybody else in my family, you have to send me pictures so I know what's going on.
That is really brilliant.
Right?
That's really. Why can we not think
Why
of
can we
these
not think of these things?
What is it called again?
Skylight.
Skylight
Frame. So we'll have to put these things in the show notes if anybody decides that, the temperature is 10 degrees cooler tomorrow, so we'll all be ready for Christmas.
I know. That's awesome though, because I've thought about zero
Well,
when it comes to Christmas gifts.
I'm glad it's finally fall. We can stop with Christmas and think about fall. It's finally, I think, sweater weather, maybe.
I've got a sweatshirt today. I've got a sweatshirt on today just because I was like, you know what? Good riddance. I'm tired of being remotely hot. I'm over it. Everything's still so green.
I know. We've had some beautiful sunsets.
Yeah, we have.
That's been fun.
Chasing the sunset.
Well,
Always a good thing to do.
Speaking of green, let's talk about Greenville, Tennessee, Fran Thomas.
Greenville, Greeneville, Greenville, Tennessee. We went there a couple of weeks. My sweet friend, Tracy Green, she's the pastor's wife. Her husband is David, and their daughter, precious soul, their daughter Katie, came to school here at Union University. And as the Lord saw fit, our little paths crossed, and we became friends and buddies and would go on walks and talk and do some Bible study together over the years that she was here. And anyway, so she graduated, became a nurse. She and her husband live in East Tennessee, and her mom reached out to us about coming to their church to speak.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy
and
because
fun.
I sit here like right now and I think speak about what?
Well, Fran,
what?
Thankfully, we're in our Bibles enough.
Let's see. There's
to point people to Jesus.
We can talk about Jesus.
Well, and we talked about being better together.
Yeah, we did.
Our favorite thing to talk about.
Yeah, we did. And we didn't know this at the time, but, a couple of episodes ago, we had Sophie Hudson on. Mm-hmm. Hello, another shout out for that episode. Mm-hmm. The infamous Giddy Up Eunice book that we love so much. But at that event, we talked about Mary and, I was about to say Mary and Ruth, but they don't go together. Mary and Elizabeth. Ruth,
they're in the same Bible.
They're in the same Bible. Ruth and Naomi. And we talked about Giddy Up Eunice, and they gave copies away.
They did.
They sure did. So if you're still looking for light, fun, challenging, encouraging, a book read on relationships with other women, go order Giddy Up Eunice right now.
That would make a good Christmas gift.
That would make a good Christmas gift. But that was a lot of fun to go to Greenville. What you said when we first got there, I'm drawing a blank on the show. Well, you felt like we were walking around.
Gilmore Girls. It was like Stars Hollow.
Yeah. It's almost like, is this real? Is this little downtown? Is this whole little town real? Because it was just precious. The farmer's market that we went to on Saturday, y'all,
sweet.
Just picture this for a minute. I don't know. Let's say there were 10 tents, just those little pop-up tents. 10 tents just selling different things from homemade soaps to clothing to those flowers that we bought. It was just the sweetest, most precious thing in all the world. Like teeny tiny town farmer's market.
With a killer view. We were on a mountain.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah. East Tennessee, Greenville, Tennessee area. Shout out to First Baptist Church, Greenville, Tracy and David Green.
All of our sweet friends.
Yeah.
And how sweet was it to be with women that we did not know and feel so loved and so welcome and so cared about.
I know, because, I don't know. Let's talk about Karen Bible for a minute.
Yes. Start with the green room experience the night before.
So, you walk in. I'm still can be very much like a 12-year-old. When I go into a strange place where I don't know who's going to be there exactly, even though I did know Tracy. You didn't know Tracy, so at least I knew one person.
I didn't know anybody.
I knew two. I knew you and Tracy. And so you go into these places and you're just not exactly sure how it's going to work, what's going to happen, what you're going to be doing, what they want you to do outside of your, speaking. So we get there and we go to this green room, which was so lovely. And
Hold on, back up.
Yeah.
Talk about the hotel.
oh, the hotel. For those of you all that are from this area, I believe it was like the Peabody in Memphis, but just on a much, much smaller scale.
It was beautiful.
It was
the
old.
General Morgan.
Yes, we'll
that what it
call
was
it
called?
that. We're really close if that's not it.
It was kind of like historic Williamsburg, but in a Tennessee mountain town, and
It was
tiny,
just so
and cute.
sweet. And there were just churches all around, and everything was neat and clean, and it was just precious, like a movie set, like Gilmore Girls.
So she picked us up
Yeah, she picked us up. Tracy picked us up. Took us literally 200 yards.
over the top hospitality.
I mean, that's a great experience, because if you like, I'm not super hospitable. I am when it comes to my job and to the work that I do, but just like regular day in, day out, the people that I love the most, I'm not great at that. But she was just so kind and excited, and picked us up, took us literally 200 yards next door to the church, and takes us into this green room where we can get ready. There's snacks, drinks, whatever. And then here comes the prayer team that some of these people we've met online through summer online Bible study through the barn. So that was fun to make a couple of real live face-to-face connections with people. But then, of course, they come in and they want to pray for us. So we're standing there in this circle, and this darling, small, petite, precious woman prays for us. I don't think I knew her name at the
No,
time.
we didn't. We just knew she appeared to be very wise and in love with Jesus.
And just so tender and
Yes.
caring. And anyway, so she starts to pray, and she gets a little emotional and weepy at the end. And then all of a sudden, when it's over, it was just beautiful, beautiful, powerful moment of prayer. And then Tracy tells us that her name is Karen, Bible. Her last name is Bible. And her husband is a physician with Samaritan's Purse, which I found absolutely fascinating. And he travels and has gone a lot for that. But anyway, so we just befriended her and talked to her for a little bit. And then we went out and we spoke. And that was so fun. We just sat up there in 2 comfy chairs and just kind of do what we do here. Just talked a little bit back and forth about Giddy Up Eunice. And
how sweet was it to be in a beautiful sanctuary?
yeah. Imagine a sanctuary. That's what we were in.
In a church, just with all we've all been through the past year.
Yeah.
And to be with, 100
Yeah.
or so women, and just be able to look in their faces and open our Bibles together and
Laugh
talk
together.
talk about the faithfulness of the Lord. It was just so precious.
It was so fun. And then the event was over, and as we were about to leave, Karen, Bible,
The Karen we all want to
yeah,
be.
this is Karen who you want to be. Karen comes up to me and says, "Oh, by the way, I know a family whose daughter goes to the university that you work at here at Union, and I have got a little gift, a little happy, that I would love to send back with you tomorrow if I could, come to the hotel." And she was like, "What time do you think y'all get up? What time do you think you'll leave?" And I was like,
We don't know.
I don't know, but sure.
We're not that organized,
No,
Karen.
no, I'm just trying to get through this talk without saying something stupid. And so, anyway, so I just said, "Yeah, come by. Well, come by." We weren't going to leave at the crack of dawn, so come on by. And so I think I had been up 30 minutes Saturday morning, and the phone in the hotel room, it rings.
And I didn't want to answer it.
And you didn't want to answer it. And I was like, "Answer it." And then I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then it dawned on me, it's Karen Bible. So I answered it, and the lady at the front desk said, "Hi, this is Susan down at the front desk, and Karen Bible is here to see you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, throw the clothes on. Get ready. You're going downstairs." Like I've said 4 words, not even remotely awake.
No caffeine at this point.
Fly downstairs, trying to, wake up and get your mind together. And there's sweet Karen Bible
Precious.
waiting for me in a chair.
She'd probably been up 6 hours.
Yes, she said that she walks 3 miles every morning, so I'm sure she's already done that by the time she drove to see us. But so she was sitting in this chair. I was sitting beside her, and she just had these goodies, and she wanted me to give something to the college student. She gave us something.
Mm-hmm.
These little sweets, what are they called? I'm drawing a blank.
It
Graham
was-
cracker,
it was,
peanut butter brittle.
Yes, peanut butter brittle with graham cracker.
With graham cracker.
You know, she got up early, whipped that up.
And the way she handed it to me is so precious. You can picture older people saying this, but she was like, "Now, listen, this is so really good with coffee. You and Angela need to have some of this with your coffee."
So sweet.
It was precious. And then she gave us a book.
I think we ate all of it before we
Yeah,
made it
yeah.
to West Tennessee.
Oh, for sure.
It
Before
was
we left
amazing.
town.
It was so good.
A gallon-sized baggie, and we ate it all. And anyway, just to have an older woman, something that we have talked about, that we were just talked about in that church. So we know the importance of it
She sat with you in the lobby
for a minute, for a
And-
hot minute.
and encouraged you and prayed with you in ways that we want to do for other women. Modeled it so beautifully for a woman that you did not even know.
Did not even know.
24 hours
Yeah.
at that point.
And she, it's so sweet, y'all. She had a, oh gosh, I don't know what the size is, but let's say 2x3. Those little notepads that have a spiral at the top, it's just teeny tiny, and a pencil. And she pulled that out of her purse, and she has all manner of notes written in this little teeny tiny.
I'd love to read it.
And she wanted me to write down our contact info, and she gave me hers. And it was just not like, don't put your cell phone, don't put your contact in my phone. I want you to put it in this teeny tiny little spiral, darling, precious notebook with this pencil, almost like a pencil you would imagine being in a golf cart, that kind of pencil. Just precious.
Karen Bible, if you're listening, we love you.
Oh, y'all, all of that to say,
What an impact.
what an impact. And all of us are Karen Bibles.
Yes.
We really are. And to take the time to love people well. We're talking a total of, 40 minutes. That's it. 40 minutes. She never asked, hey, I know you're busy. You don't have time, but can I? It was just, hey, I'm going to do this. She didn't ask for permission. It was just, this is what I want to do. And she did it.
And she brought us the sweetest books. Can't you
Yes.
just imagine that she has a shelf or a closet with devotion books
Yes.
and things just ready
Yeah.
to bless somebody and encourage somebody
Yeah.
with?
Anyway, that was the sweetest,
so sweet.
sweetest of times. What a great ending to the little trip. Outside of going to the farmer's market. That's what we did
And
after that.
pals, we didn't talk about pals.
What was, pals.
Pals.
Oh, Angela, you talk about pals.
PAL apostrophe S. So we heard from who told us in the green room? Somebody mentioned pals. It's like the local, like a Sonic.
Yeah, but
kind
local.
of, but local.
Local to East Tennessee. It's not just local to Greenville. They have them in other
Right.
places.
So then, all I wanted was a greasy cheeseburger or a hot dog or something terrible. When we
What'd they
got
call
done, we were
those
starving.
fries? What'd they call the fries?
Oh,
Tracy Green. What'd they call those fries? Not filthy fries.
filthy fries.
Oh, darn it all. Doesn't matter.
It'll come to us.
I'm going to Google it. Keep talking.
You're gonna have to. Okay, so we pull up and Tracy is like, "Are y'all kidding me?" Like Tracy is very appropriately health conscious, and this is like the opposite of anything healthy. So Tracy's like, "Fine, if you're gonna go eat pals, at least I'm driving you there, and then I'm gonna drive you to my house at 10:30 at night to sit at a proper table to eat your gross food."
I know.
So-
What in the world?
So we go to Pals and we
Frenchie
pull up.
fries.
Frenchie fries.
Frenchie
that's it.
fries.
What did you say they were?
Filthy.
Filthy fries. So we pull
was so
up.
close.
We pull up to Pals, and it's the most over the top, obnoxious, like larger than life.
Yeah, with a big hot dog.
Big
as
hot
big as
dog.
the building.
So all we can do is say, "Stop the car. We have to make a picture."
Mm-hmm.
So we get out, we're making pictures, and then we look over, and the sign for Pals, what did it say?
I'm Googling. I'm
Be
pulling
ki-
that
u-
back.
Use kind words.
Yes, yes.
And we
something
were like,
yeah.
"Oh my goodness, that's like the theme of our podcast." And it's even Pals knows
It's
to be kind.
scriptural. Pals
It's
is now scriptural.
So poor Tracy. Then we're like, "Okay, now we want you to make our picture under the sign that says use kind words." So we're making this picture, and as we are, the ambulance driver pulls up because he needs some pals to keep him going. So
Yes.
he pulls up and realizes we're making a picture. So then he turns on his bright lights.
His
to
own
give
ring
us-
light.
To give us better lighting for our crazy pictures. And we held up all the traffic because the ambulance was stopped to give us the lighting we needed to make it. So we'll have to make sure to post that.
It's so darling.
It's so funny.
Just so local, so fun. What a great, I mean, we were there
We
36
loved
hours.
it. We loved it.
Stopped in Knoxville on the way there and ate. Y'all, have you ever eaten at, what's it called?
Tupelo Honey
I was
in
about
Market
to say
Square.
Soul Honey. I can't remember a
We
blasted
literally
thing.
ate our way across Tennessee.
Tupelo Honey.
Tupelo Honey.
The best fried chicken.
Oh.
I would eat that right now if I could.
The Brussels sprouts.
Oh, the Brussels. Y'all, I don't know. If you ever, I'd love to know. I bet plenty of people have eaten at Tupelo Honey in Knoxville. It was so fun. And then we went to that, I wanted coffee, of course.
Of course.
And then it was like called Chocolate and Coffee or Coffee and Chocolate or something. And we paid $1,200 for
oh my goodness.
a macaroon.
I got a little chocolate turtle that was like the size of a quarter for like $8. It's
And
like,
you're
this
like-
better be made of gold. But
It was good,
It was
but-
great
Completely overpriced.
and tiny.
And tiny.
You left there hungry for
Well,
more.
it was like you could buy 6 for $27. I thought, are you kidding me?
I think that's how fancy people eat. It's like
yeah, I guess
small and
so.
expensive.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
not fancy.
I was kind of like, I'll take a half of one, please.
Give us Freddy's. We can't handle this.
I can't handle this bougie chocolate. I just want some coffee. Anyway, that was so
It
fun.
was so much fun.
We had the best time.
Well, it just really is sweet to me how so much of what we're doing is making us even more aware of this whole better together conversation.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I have on Wednesdays time with the volleyball team, and we're going through this Louie Giglio study still about don't give the enemy a seat at the table. And just going through the battle plan and how to take your thoughts captive and how to identify the lies that we're, you know, led to believe. And, you know, when I look at those girls and they are gorgeous inside and out, and they are in tears over identity and comparison
Yep.
and things that you just look at them and go, how on earth can you struggle with your appearance? Have you even seen yourself?
Right.
But none of us are immune to it.
Right.
So just to be able to sit with them and walk through and just to give them some real life encouragement, like, hey, I've been there. I understand. You know, you're not alone in this. And to see them not only encourage each other and start to apply these truths, but then they're sending me verses that encourage me so much. I have learned so many things from them that just I could just cry over it. And, you know, if you're younger and you're listening, I've had some of them before send me texts that said, you know, I know you have wiser people than me in your life, but just know that I'm also praying too. And I'm like, look, your prayers matter
Sure.
and mean just as much as anybody's. And you never believe the lie that you don't have something of value to offer, no matter your age. If we're in the Word,
You've got something to offer.
you have got something to offer. So it was just sweet. And then you got to speak at an event that I want you to talk about.
Yeah, y'all, what a sweet event. It's called Stand Up for Your Sister.
I love that.
I know. It takes place here on campus, and it's put on through our Residence Life community. And one of the girls that works in Residence Life, she used to work with me in admissions. Her name's Katrina. She's been on the episode before, one of the episodes before, but she asked me to talk about how have you experienced God's healing and freedom throughout your life. Whew,
Wow.
Listen. So she gives me that as the topic and is like, you've got about 9 minutes to talk about all that. And I was like,
So back up and tell us about this event. Like
Okay.
when you got there, like describe the room.
Okay.
What kind of event was
So there's
this?
2 chairs sitting on this stage, and it's for all girls, any girl on campus, really. And so
How many people are there?
I'm not good at that.
Was it like
100.
Like
Yeah,
100?
let's say 100. And so all the girls come in and they've got coffee and drinks and sweets and all this sweet stuff, and the room is set just so non-intimidating, and they have done a great job to make everyone feel welcome, because the whole point, well, I don't want to say the whole point, but a lot of the point with Stand Up for Your Sister is you are not alone in this very hard life that you've probably had. Anything from the brokenness within your own home to body image to eating disorders to alcohol or drug decisions to, I don't know if I believe in God, I'm mad at God, just all manner of things. I mean, they passed out a list, and it had 32, 33 things on there that you were going to take an anonymous survey and say, I have struggled with this, I've struggled with this, I've struggled with this. And then at the end of the night, after myself and another person spoke, then they would get all those sheets back and call those things out, and you would stand up.
Wow.
And so you could see, and I left because I didn't want anybody to feel strange to stand up with me still in the room, because I knew a lot of the girls in that room. But the point is that you get to see when several girls stand up that this was a struggle for me, and you're not alone. And I thought, this is beautiful and so vulnerable.
That gave me chills.
So vulnerable to open yourself up to all manner of transparency, not out of your mouth, but just standing up beside your sister to say, we're in this together. This is a struggle for us, and just a powerful moment. And that's something they do every year. And anyway,
Well, there's so much power. I mean, we know from Scripture, when you have a safe place to confess whatever you're struggling with,
Yeah.
and that's when that healing comes in.
Yeah.
When you have people you trust, you've
Yeah.
got to be wise and
Yeah.
discerning. But when you have people you trust around you to step into that with you,
right.
then they can help you call out lies and
Yeah.
guard and protect you against it,
Yeah.
and know how to pray for you and give you scriptures to encourage you through it. It's
Well, and it's just
powerful.
It just reminds you over and over. We've said this all throughout this series: the importance of being in the Word, and we say that just as a very matter of fact statement, like be in the Word. But we also are very aware and know that in our own lives, as well as with these college students that we have access to and are doing life with, that sounds great, but it can be a real challenge. And so it's sometimes just nice to just, as you sit in the heaviness of all of this life that they are experiencing, and then you yourself, as somebody that's older, like, we're in the Word. We're not perfectly in the Word, but we're in the Word. And we know how to love them and how to minister to them. And so for them to watch that example kind of play itself out in a live moment, that's what they're going to learn. I think that, yeah, they're probably going to learn and be like, oh, that verse is really applicable. I really appreciate that. Or I really like that example that she gave. I really appreciate that. But just seeing that example of the two of us living out what we want them to live out, not necessarily when they get to be older, yes, like us, but just go ahead and do that now with one another, as well as those, as you age, those that come up behind you. And we really do, as women, I do think in the core of our heart, when we are the most beneficial to community is when we are growing in our walk with the Lord. When we find ourselves being threatened and we're insecure and we're unsure of our identity, it's because we're not in the Word.
That's
and we're
right.
not having those conversations with one another that we should. So any opportunity that we can get, whether it's one-on-one in my office or you're with the volleyball girls or whatever the context is, anytime you can show them, this is what this looks like. Well, you know what? They're going to go take that and do that with other people too. It's not like they're going to not do that. They will. They will. I believe they will. So anyway, all that to say, Stand Up for Your Sister was a powerful event. And thank you, Katrina, for all. And Jessa. It was Katrina and Jessa.
I love them. Both
So
of them.
anyway, good stuff. What else?
Fran,
Anything else?
Are you still in the Bible recap?
Yeah, let's pull it up. I'm at probably 20. I'm still, well, okay, listen.
I'm going to pull mine up too.
I struggle with, I will finish the plan, but I'm not going to finish it on time, and that's fine, because there are chapters, like I just read all of Esther in one reading. Well, come on, y'all. You cannot read all of Esther in one reading and want to call it a day.
No.
And so I refuse to do that. So I'm going to spend several days in Esther.
Way to take a stand.
and I'm just going to continue to be behind.
Take
And
that structure and discipline
Yes.
reading plans. We have freedom, friend.
Yes. I mean, just like we've said in other episodes, don't just read for the sake of reading. I mean,
Yes.
sit in it. And if you need to sit in something for a long time, then sit in the darn scripture for a long time, and it's okay.
I've had more conversations. My sister and I talked about it earlier. She was like, I'm in whatever, she was like, when the new year rolls around, are they going to kick me out of the plan because it's January 1st and I'm still halfway through last year? And I said, I just laughed because I say the same kind of things to you, and we say it to each other. I'm so many days behind. But we're in our Bibles.
That's right.
One of the girls at
I'm
volleyball.
22 days behind.
I'm not even going to look because it just makes me
Yeah.
want to be ambitious and cram it all in.
Yeah.
But I'm at least that far behind. But, one of the girls was like, I am in a streak on my Bible reading app of 200 days. And I thought, what a powerful, she has read her Bible 200 days in a row. Who cares where you are
Right.
in the Bible reading plan?
Right.
Is it changing your heart? Are you
Right.
grabbing onto something that encourages you that you
Right.
can use to encourage somebody else?
Right.
So
I do say this. I do think that I prefer a reading plan. I don't want it dated. I just,
and the next day.
And the next day.
And the next day.
I don't know, because I can get stressed over
You have to fight against that for sure.
just because we live in this hurry up culture where we
Yes.
got to hurry up and get things done. And I don't want to hurry up, y'all.
But I will say how much I love, and I know you do too, Tara Lee Cobble. I've heard her say, I think for every 5-minute podcast recap, she spends 7 or 8 hours in these
right.
commentaries. And she's so wise. She's so humble. She's so relatable. She does these every month. It's like, these are the corrections. She has pastors listen to it and advise her. Can you imagine if a pastor listened to our podcast and said, y'all really shouldn't have said that?
You do not ever need to
Maybe
go
we
back
do.
to a church again.
Maybe we need a pastor to do this for us. I don't know.
Oh, no.
But-
I'd quit.
Yeah, we probably would. But we both got the Bible recap book last year.
Yes.
Was it last year or this year?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I will throw this out there too in the spirit of things that would be nice gifts. There is a Bible recap deluxe book. Did you
Oh,
know that?
no.
And it's leather bound.
Oh, fancy.
And it's beautiful.
fancy.
So-
Ours is not.
Ours
fancy.
is not. I need the hardcover because I'm not
Yeah.
responsible. I'm
Right.
very rough on my things. But
Right.
we'll link some of these things in the show notes. But that would be a really sweet gift because it takes the podcast and it's a written transcript.
I love it.
It's every day through the Bible. And it just really is good. And you know what, Fran? Let me just make an announcement. Besides that, we're almost to the New Testament, which means
I know,
Jesus is coming.
I know.
He is coming. We're
It's
going to
just-
get to
I
Jesus in
know.
the New Testament before the
know.
end of the year.
I know. It's great. It's exciting. But it's okay if you're behind. I'm 3 solid weeks behind.
Well, you know
and I'm
what?
gonna be even further behind because I want to sit in Esther for a minute.
And we're learning and we're growing.
That's right.
So.
Okay. Anything else before we need to wrap up? Are
You
y'all
know-
bored yet? Would you like to call in? Call in. That would be so
Wouldn't that be
fun.
so fun?
1-800
We need to do
Fran and Angela.
We need to do an Ask Us Anything because that would be fun to have
Yeah.
some random whatevers.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want
I
to
could
know?
give y'all a text number and you could text us questions using a texting app. We do that for work.
That
would be fun.
hilarious.
Okay, nothing else? We got nothing else, y'all?
Going to a volleyball game tonight.
Yeah.
Cole is on his way back from a field trip. It's strange in a COVID world to have a field trip.
I know,
Again,
but yay
they
them.
went to the Creation Museum and the Ark in Kentucky.
I've never been.
I've never been either. I
what
can't
kind
wait
of
to
mother
hear
are
about
you?
that.
You didn't go.
Well, I had an important thing like a podcast.
You
recording.
should have said they didn't let parents go because of COVID. They were keeping the numbers down.
Cole, take this for what it's worth. He actually said, "Mom, it's okay if you don't go."
Yeah, I didn't like field trips.
But that almost made me think, well, maybe I need to go see why you don't want me there.
Yeah. The only field trip I liked was the 8th grade Washington, D.C.
Yes.
field
We
trip. I
get to
did
do
that
that
3
next
times.
year.
I did that all the times. That's
Yep.
the only field trip I liked. But
That's a good one.
anyway, okay. This is fun rambling.
It's nice just to ramble.
Yeah, and that's what. Listen, we got some fun stuff coming up for November.
Oh, yes,
y'all,
we do.
some fun little tidbit, little
Yes.
inserts of what people are thankful for,
Yes.
and that'll be a good time. So. Anyway,
Yes.
okay, everybody, this was fun. You have a super duper day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.